Hi, I'm Tomas, and this is a tour of my August 2017 sketchbook. Usually takes me a lot longer to fill up entire sketchbooks, but for this particular month, I just wanted to fill an entire standard like Moleskine sketchbook within the month of August. So, as the month went on, I decorated with some opaque markers and a Pig Squad sticker. When I start a sketchbook, I like to just kind of do some random doodles, put in my contact information, and in this case, a self-portrait. Set some goals for the sketchbook. Be your sketchbook. Draw everywhere. Make your phone jealous. Set commitments according to your schedule. Facebook page. I don't even remember why I wrote that. Yeah, and sketchbook summer. This was started because it's something I saw on like YouTube or Facebook about keeping a sketchbook, and lost it. Oh yeah, and I wrote the name Brandon Dayton, which I'll have to look up. Check it out in the link below. So yeah, Taco Tuesday. I do love me some tacos. Started watching Samurai Jack on Hulu. Just a bunch of smiley face monsters. The Sharkticons from Transformers movie. Very vaguely quick sketch. I like to do a lot of pages in this landscape format, as it gives me a similar perspective of my, or similar aspect ratio of working with my monitor. So a lot of my stuff can be scanned and work digitally, but there's a few here that are also like portrait. Anyways, kind of a cartoony landscape based on the robot from some Miyazaki movies. Weird looking dogs. Just some cartoon faces. This sketchbook was kind of nice to work in, that I tried not to be precious because I had so many pages and I knew I had to fill so many pages per month. But I started going through some cartooning books and just wanted to practice some faces here. One of the things I don't like is that this paper can kind of be a little transparent when you're dealing with thick lines, but I usually solve it by taking along some Bristol or something and put it underneath. So when I do some marker, it does bleed through, which, as you'll see in this next sketch, some weird looking other faces just kind of based on rectangles. And these sketches, they definitely started to bleed through, which just ended up drawing on one side of the page instead of both. But if I knew I was going to use some Sharpie and thought I might bleed through to the second page, I put some card underneath and it would stop the bleed. So now just some random kind of perspective and trying to draw a scene different ways. Some robots. More perspective practice. I was trying to think of a logo for my name, but Setting down some goals. Some nice cats. Bunch of random animals doing stuff. Big fan of the Richard Scarry Busy Town. More cartoon face practice. I think I got this out of oh gosh, what's his name? Not Preston Blair. I forgot his name. I think I got these faces out of a Christopher Hart book about cartooning, and they were just really quick light pencils and brush pen. And rectangle faces to practice simple expression. Trying out different brushes and mediums to see markers, how they will go through the page, which, as you can see, they went through quite a bit. We were doing some birding this weekend, so started drawing out the parts of a bird from the Sibley Guide. Parts of a duck. I've been a big fan of colored pencils, and I might try them again in the near future, but I just did a quick swatch of the Prismacolor Premier colored pencils. Funny Duck. Some vaguely cartoony little boys. Cape Lookout Camping, great place to go camping. Talk about some of the food that we ate and the way we cooked it. Nice castle of a snail castle. Again, I was watching Samurai Jack, so I did some Samurai Jack inspired tree. Really heavy bleed through on that one. Some more cartoony birds. Perspective practice. Fish people. Mario. Toadstool. Fat cats. Gonna be doing a lot more of these. Whoops. Gonna be doing a lot more of these guys. And then some flowers from some nice markers I was playing with. Little giraffe. I wanted to do something kind of busy, heavy with color and black fill, and not be too precious with markers. The Burger Lord. Some random houses I like to sketch on my commute. I'd stop and spend about 20 minutes doing a quick sketch and maybe a little inking. Another neighborhood house. Yes, the Candy Kingdom of Adventure Time. This was a lot of fun to draw and try to get it inked with such a fine pen. Choppy Face. Went to a Pig Squad drink and draw. Tetris inspired. Jake's the dog. And let's see here. Kind of looking at some animation practice to get more fluid motion into my drawings. Used to be a big fan of Dragon Ball. Another idea with self-portraits and how I might look without a hat. Dinosaurs. Who doesn't like dinosaurs? Some more Doodle pages. I was inspired by an Instagram account I found called Mr. Doodle. I'll put the link in the bottom. But fascinating to watch. So cool to watch him work. We just draw so fast. No pre-sketching. Just blah, it's all out. I might do a little bit more of this just to help me kind of loosen up and let the creative juices flow. Watercolors didn't work so well on this paper. It's too thin, so it got all wrinkly. Look at that. It's all kind of crazy wrinkly. Again, experimenting with just more pens. I mean, it's a sketchbook. I can do whatever I want with it. Sometimes just scribbling kind of helps get the idea out. Some simple hand practice. Big fan of Steven Universe. I think I watched all of Steven Universe again in August. Up to season 3, I think, 4. More random doodles. The Cat of Cats. That was kind of freaky. I think this was Steven Universe inspired when he turned his finger into a cat. Another neighborhood house. Chase Jarvis started watching some stuff on his YouTube channel. Thought it was kind of inspiring. Made some notes about his day-to-day routine. Still haven't tried out the meditation thing, so I'll have to work on that. It's more colorful people. Kind of hard to see. I sketched this in blue just to kind of make it light. Now I was going to ink over it, but yeah. What am I drawing here? Another really lightweight drawing. Oh, this was going to be a giant hamburger. Oh man, that was really hard to see. Well, let's take my word for it. Oh yeah, when we went to, what's this, Deschutes Brewery, I think? They had a wall with all these cool pipes and everything on it. I thought it was kind of a fun scene. Some more practicing to loosen up. Triangles. Random building in downtown Portland. Some monsters while walking through the children's section of Powell's. Some Shark Dog. Dragon in the Box, which another random book I saw. Building near my office. Samurai Jack inspired creature. Always kind of sad looking. Some Red and Stimpy grotesque monster things, I don't know. And then doing some sketching about getting my touring bike all set up. I don't even remember what I had here. There's Steven Universe inspired Lars like thing. Space monsters. Weird fish. And Vikings killed the rabbit. Odie, because who doesn't love Odie from Garfield? Some dog faces. I think I might work on this one again later on. Ah yes, Courage the Cowardly Dog. This was fun to draw. I like the style. It's nice and loose. It's wacky. There's not like strict proportions or anything like that. A lot of fun. Other random cartoon dogs. Bunch of bones. Practicing with different highlighters and the colors they produce, which, wow, on camera they look way different. Trying out some different red ink pens. Markers. Some basic ideas here that I never followed through. Some owls. I do like cooking some owls. Now, who cooks for you? We had a barred owl in our yard that we heard one night. Who cooks for you? Playing with some more colored pencils. Gosh, I don't even know where this dog came from. And then sometimes near the end or random page, I'll play with more markers and how they react with the paper. A little heavy bleed through on that. The Minions. Who doesn't know those guys? Try to kind of cartoonify another neighborhood house. I'm gonna do some more of these in another book. And somehow a page that I missed. Some more doodles. And more doodles with some words in it. Cartoon mouth practice. Always a lot of fun. Eat your veggies. Sentient veggies. Another drawing that I kind of abandoned, but I have the basic idea that I'll go back to later. Random house. This was with some Pentel brush pens with just some light ink in it. I like the feel, but I probably should have had one more marker that was like the darkest. Maybe something a little bit darker, make this one the darkest, or maybe have something a little lighter. I could play with that a bit more. Yes, the Soctopus. A little journal of my camping trip, Steens Mountain. Well, this wasn't a journal, this was actually my plan. And that went out the door due to some wildfires in Oregon. Yes, the T-Rex can do anything. Some scribbles. Oh man, another blank page. I missed 2 pages. Checklist for camping was on the bicycle. Some SpongeBob inspired craziness. Ren and Stimpy inspired craziness. Bunch of cartoons all inspired. Try to draw some of my camp stuff. And it's a little journal entry. Oh, another. How I got 3 blank pages. Boston Terrier that I saw down the street. I am driving out to the Steens. We were getting ready to go to Malheur. My plan of my tour, I only made it down to this far. Well, I started here on the bike, went up Steens Mountain, and then down to Field Station, and then the smoke rolled in, we couldn't breathe. So we drove all the way up here, came back down, did some birding, and then camped way up north in a car. So this was all by car. But next summer, I might try to bike this whole thing again. Another journal, and just some blank pages in the back that were kind of intentional. And sometimes I like to draw the things that I'm drawing with. You can see there. Some books that I read at the time. And a random feather that I glued into my page when we went camping. So that's it for my August sketchbook. If you guys like this video, please make sure to hit that subscribe button in the corner. Leave a comment, let me know what you think, and as I finish up all the journals or sketchbooks, I'll do another video and see what you think. So, see ya.